Warzone, like all live service games, has cool little events to break up each season. There have been some trash ones, there have been some legendary ones, but here are the 5 best from the history of Warzone. Let's start with one that wasn't beloved by everybody, the 2021 Christmas event. The event was called Festive Frenzy and introduced Krampus and a bunch of little ugly elves, among other things. Many people hated the idea of Krampus, especially at first, and sure, getting killed by him was frustrating, but he was nerfed quickly enough, and then the event was actually pretty good fun. Plus, the loot those ugly little elves gave was phenomenal. Next up, Operation Flashback, which followed the fall of Verdansk. During this event, a new public event started with each new circle. These included numerous old events from the last 18 months of Warzone. So we got to see Jailbreak, Fire Sale, Groundfall, Juggernaut Royale, and many more that had made up the history of Warzone so far. Operation Flashback was just a really nostalgic, great way to end our time on the beloved and celebrated Verdansk. Now we come to a fairly fresh event for our third favourite, Operation Monarch. This was a violent experience. Godzilla and King Kong came to Caldera as huge monsters, and we fought them just as little soldiers. The event wasn't designed for long-term replayability, but goddamn, it certainly gave us a lot of Hollywood moments running away from boulders, and the skins that came with the monsters were badass, but it wasn't to everyone's taste. Now, our second favourite event in history. This was, of course, the 80s Action Heroes event. Definitely one of the best events ever. Rambo and John McClane came into play with the event, and we got the entirety of Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard in Verdansk. And with the power grab mode, the devs forced us into an extremely aggressive playstyle, which perfectly matched the theme of the event. There was also always something to do for great rewards during that event. It was just all so high effort, and it gave us one of the most detailed POIs we've ever had. But the absolute number one is one of the oldest events in Warzone. Say it with me, the Haunting of Verdansk. This was the very first Halloween event in Warzone, and pretty much nothing has come close to the excitement of that week. For the first time, we were able to experience Verdansk at night, and it was awesome. But the best, of course, was the Zombie Royale mode, where everyone who was killed came back as a zombie. As a zombie, you could make huge jumps and try to stalk the players before going in for a desperate melee kill. And if you were lucky enough to kill a player, then they would drop antivirals. Collect 2 antivirals and you could come back as a normal human again. The whole experience with Verdansk being at night and with the zombies and the jump scares when looting, it just created a great atmosphere. Everyone was getting jump scared and giggly together. So the Haunting of Verdansk is still our absolute favourite event to ever come to Warzone.